I think it's a complex role, given that you have to manage different cultures, different countries, different go-to-market models, different regulatory frameworks in each of the countries. So you need to be someone that is okay with ambiguity, is okay with change, is okay with cultural differences and everything. So you really have to be somebody that has a change mindset and attitude, and somebody that is okay with ambiguity and fluidity of things.
The biggest challenge is Asia is enormous and has such a diverse set of countries. From China, which is really huge, like right down to a Cambodia or a Laos, which is much smaller. So I think the first thing is, how do you deal with that complexity? I would focus first, and everyone will tell you, take your time, think carefully, but I would very rapidly focus on your team. Do you have the right people in the right key roles so you are able to delegate, particularly for those, well, I would say the big markets? You definitely need the key leaders, but also how are you going to deal with the smaller markets, which frankly could take up too much of your time if you don't have the right people in place?
I think the most important one is about context and the role, what type of role actually the CEO is entering. What the board wants, what they as an individual want, what their management team wants, and what the company can take. So aligning all these interests into one single picture is actually the most important element of any CEO's entry into the role. Because one needs to be at ease with what they're trying to achieve in the company over what period of time to what outcome for the customer, for the shareholder, and for the people of the company. And the bigger the misalignment between the individual needs and wishes, the harder the job will be. So context would be my number one recommendation.
So I think the first thing is you need to be excited about the vision of the company, the long-term strategy of the company, and then you need to figure out if you see yourself as somebody who's able to play a big role in carrying out the strategies as well as the vision. So I think the excitement factor is really important.
The other thing I would think about, which I learnt a lot from my experience, is what is the role of a country CEO? Are they running the business completely end to end? Or are they actually responsible for driving the business on the ground, but using shared services, whether that is shared technology, whether it's shared finance functions, whether it's shared branding? What are the shared things that you should not be arguing about, and define what they're going to focus on the ground?
What I would say to someone that would start the role is, take the time to visit your countries, meet the people, interact with the people, try to understand, what makes them successful, what are the challenges they have, what are the opportunities, and see how you, as a president in the region, can enable them to actually be successful.
The last thing I would think about is your personal time. Make sure you've got a great assistant. Make sure you block out time in your diary for reflection, because in a big role like this, you can be completely overwhelmed.